Welcome to the ArmaniTalks YouTube channel. I'm your host, ArmaniTalks. In this channel, I'm covering communication skills for you to level up your way with words, become much more articulate. In today's episode, I'm going to give you a productivity hack. And this is what I call the Pomodoro Technique on crack. See, here's how the Pomodoro Technique works. It's a productivity tool that allows you to separate moments of productivity with moments of rest. The way that it works is that in the initial Pomodoro, which is known as a rep, you favor work and you sprinkle in rest, but not too much of it. And later on, what happens is that you reduce work a little and you increase rest. And the traditional time frame is 35 minutes of work followed by 5 minutes of rest. For the second Pomodoro, it's 30 minutes of work followed by 10 minutes of rest. Followed by that, you could say it's 25 minutes of work followed by 15 minutes of rest. You get the point. I think this form of productivity in regards to the Pomodoro Technique is elegant, but I don't always do it like that. I may do something like this if I'm going to the gym, but when I'm doing these videos, when I'm blogging, when I'm practicing for a speech, you know what I do? I do 2 hours of work followed by 15-minute breaks, 3 hours of work followed by 30 minutes of break. And obviously, if you're working for that long, you can't stack up too many Pomodoros, but you could stack up 2 to 3 very timely Pomodoros that allows you to factor in work for a long duration of time. I've researched a lot about the Pomodoro Technique, and I don't often hear many folks breaking it down from this lens, where rather than keeping the workload within the units of minutes, we change it to hours. And I think this is great for creative folks, because a lot of the times when you're in that creative groove and you disrupt yourself, it's very hard to get back into that groove again. But when you are in that groove and when you have assigned yourself, look, we're doing this for at least 2 hours, you're able to soldier through certain funks to easily navigate back to that groove again. Every now and then when I am, let's say, blogging, there's certain times where I want to stop in the 30-minute mark and I want to take a break. I'm like, nah, man, I'm just in the groove right now. Let me finish this piece. Heck, let me not just finish the rough draft. Let me finish this entire piece. To write a 1,000-word blog for me takes roughly 1 hour and 30 minutes. But in addition to that, let me add the pictures, let me add the hyperlinks, let me do all of that. So by the time the 2-hour mark is done, I could spend roughly 15 to 30 minutes just resting. I believe for creative acts, you want to every now and then play around with this idea of the Pomodoro Technique on crack. Rather than scheduling 35 minutes of work followed by 5 minutes of break, experiment one day with 2 hours of work followed by whatever amount of units for break that you find needed after a 2-hour workload session. You'll be surprised by the staggering amount of productive output that you generate, and you will be surprised that the Pomodoro Technique on crack is underrated, but it's definitely worth a try. If you enjoyed today's talk, go on and drop that like for me right on below. And thank you very much for joining the ArmaniTalks YouTube channel.